What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all having a great day. Maul was a very powerful Sith, but even after his revival over 10 years after his loss to Obi-Wan, Palpatine replaced and betrayed Darth Maul, killing his brother Savage Opress in the process. But why did Palpatine betray and replace Maul? Let's dive into it. Palpatine had many apprentices over the years, from Darth Maul to Count Dooku, and finally Darth Vader. While Maul was Palpatine's first apprentice, and he was very skilled, Maul was just a placeholder to Palpatine, where in the canon comics Star Wars Hidden Empire, Palpatine reveals his true thoughts on Darth Maul. As he says, Maul's life was defined by one essential quality: he was not quite good enough. Once my gaze turned from Maul, I lost all interest in him. Palpatine thought of Maul as just a piece of the puzzle, but was never intended to be the final product. Palpatine viewed that all who used the dark side would feed directly into his power, and with Maul still alive, causing trouble, you can see where this is headed. Maul is a very powerful Sith assassin in his own right, but Palpatine never considered Maul a threat to his own life, as we saw a one-sided battle between him and Darth Maul during the Clone Wars. But after Maul lost to Obi-Wan, Palpatine lost all interest in Maul and just moved on to his new apprentice, Count Dooku, who was just a placeholder until Anakin Skywalker was ready to claim that title. Even if Sidious wanted to take Maul back as his apprentice, Sidious already had his sights much higher than Darth Maul, and Maul would have just turned into a pawn just like Count Dooku was. When Palpatine found out Maul survived and was gaining power, he knew that Maul may serve as a threat to his Sith grand plan, so Sidious decided to take matters into his own hands. After Maul's revival in the Clone Wars, he was solely focused on revenge. Revenge on Obi-Wan Kenobi instead of being a true Sith, which made him an unstable threat as Palpatine called him a rival to the Sith grand plan. Maul formed his own criminal empire and network, gaining power in the shadows, which Sidious viewed as usurping his authority. Because of Maul's rise to power, Sidious took action and took matters into his own hands and confronted Maul and his brother Savage Opress on Mandalore, defeating them both with relative ease, ensuring that Maul would never again pose a threat to him. However, Sidious did not plan to kill Maul, as he wanted to use Maul as bait to kill Mother Talzin. After he captured Maul, Sidious let him escape and just used him to eliminate Mother Talzin, who Sidious viewed as a powerful rival and a threat to his galactic domination. Funny thing was, Sidious betrayed Mother Talzin by stealing her son, which was Darth Maul, to serve as his apprentice instead of Talzin. This betrayal ended up sparking a deep desire for revenge in Mother Talzin, which made her an enemy of the Sith. Now, Mother Talzin was a very powerful Force witch on Dathomir, so you can only imagine why Sidious would want her gone. Even after finally escaping from the clutches of Darth Sidious, the Emperor sent Vader and the Inquisitors to hunt Maul down, showing his desire to completely eradicate Maul and prevent any further challenges to Sidious's power. Sidious turned on Maul because Maul, in his bid for power and revenge, became a rival to his master rather than a loyal apprentice, and continued his existence threatening the foundation of the Sith Order. Maul also took his brother Savage on as his own apprentice, defying the rule of two, where there can only be two Sith at once, a master and an apprentice. Sidious, who was a master manipulator and only valued his apprentices as tools, had already moved on from Maul and his supposed death, and saw him as an expendable liability. In the end, Maul was betrayed and cast aside as Sidious had his eyes set on something better, that being Anakin Skywalker. Do you think Sidious should have considered bringing Maul back as his apprentice, or do you think cutting off a loose end was the right way to go about it? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.